What's up, nail geeks, and welcome to another last minute video for this week. I have Lemming Lacquer's Halloween collection that dropped last night to show off. This is a magnetic heavy collection. The Slay and Character collection is inspired after different tropes from pop culture horror movies over the years, has claimed very specific villains. If you want more information on the specific inspirations for each of these polishes, if you go on the website, there is a list on each of the polishes. So without further ado, let's dive right in. First up is the Final Girl. This is a pink to copper to gold shimmer base with holographic microflakes, metallic red flakes, and black microflakes. This is one of those polishes that I would classify as being super versatile. It's not a special effect in, say, all the magnetics we're about to see. And I think because of that clear base, you can topper this over pretty much any undie, or you can wear it as intended by itself. I'm going to suggest going in for 3 thin coats. The suspension base to this isn't so plump that I had to worry about over buildup or anything being overly thick. So feel free to go in and polish as you want to. Elminster is really feeling the Halloween collections because he is meowing in the background. I apologize about that. I'm going to suggest a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. The Love Interest is a darkened indigo base with red to orange to gold microflakes, black holographic micro sparks, and fuchsia to copper to gold magnetic pull. So we are entering into one of the magnetics for this collection. Across the board, just blanket statement. If you're new to Lemming Lacquer, typically this brand makes very viscous, heavier types of polishes, and her magnetics are no exception. So for pretty much all the magnetics in this collection, they do have a very stark, delicious contrast between the magnetized pigment and the unmagnetized portion, but I would suggest adding maybe like 10 extra seconds. You can see on each of the swatches for the video that it does pull, but I would just be really patient with these because you want to freeze that heavy pigment. I'm going to suggest 2 coats and a glossy top coat here. The Best Friend is a shimmery golden ochre base with multichrome flakes shifting from red to copper to gold. I am pretty sure I said that word wrong. I have not had enough coffee yet, so you'll have to forgive me. The Best Friend is a metallic type of shimmer balm on application. The flakes give a very heavy type of feel during the brushstroke process. I'm going to suggest 2 coats for this. It is quite dense, which is what I was previously saying. So I think anything past that's going to be too much polish on the nails, over buildup, you know the drill. I would strongly suggest a glitter smoothing top coat and glossy top coat, as the flakes in this have a very heavy metallic type of feel. The Good Guy is a golden green to emerald green multichrome with blue to purple to red magnetic pull. This is another dense type of feel on application. They're super smooth. I didn't feel like any of these really needed to add any thinner or anything, but again, just kind of reflecting on what I said previously, that these are heavy in how they pull to the magnet and very worth it, as these are all very multichrome like on their respective shimmer shifts. And the Good Guy is the same thing. So I chose to do about 20 to 30 seconds on each of the magnet pulls that you're seeing here. And just a friendly reminder to make sure your top coat layer or glitter smoothing top coat layer, whichever one, you are also magnetizing to, as top coats tend to re-wet polish. The Nerd is a violet jelly base with iridescent flakes shifting from pink to red to copper to gold to green to blue to violet magnetic pull. This one has the, I would have to classify it as being more of a heavier, chunkier type of feel and application. And that's just because we have a larger particle magnetic pigment and the addition of those rainbow flakes. So this one I would suggest going in kind of light on your coats, but again, it's got that plump, very metallic feel. So I chose to go in somewhat light on both of my coats, and you can see how quickly it builds up. I can't see anyone, again, needing to go up to 3 coats with this. It's just going to be too much as these build up ridiculously quick to opacity, which is not a bad thing. The Nerd, same thing. I think this one, in my opinion, would have to be the shiftiest if you're wanting to see which one is, in my opinion, the most rainbowy like. The Nerd has that awesome like galaxy looking effect, and then the little flakes in the background give this warm type of shifty shift. This is another one I would suggest a glitter smoother with. The Stoner is a black and green with lime gold iridescent shreds, chartreuse holographic micro sparks, and iridescent flakes shifting green to gold to copper. Now, this is one of those polishes that I waffled on whether or not to go up to that 3rd coat, and ultimately I did, because I tend to listen to those intrusive thoughts sometimes, and I'm on the fence about how I feel about it. In turn, it was quite plump and thick, which is typically how I like my polishes, but I could see for some this being probably pushing the boundaries on too thick. So honestly, your choice on how you want to apply. If you have big ass nails like me, your choice, but 2 to 3 coats and a glitter smoother and glossy top coat, because those flakes are so prominent, they're going to give you some thirstiness. The Alpha Jock is a vibrant shimmery blue with red to copper to gold magnetic pull. This one was so interesting to me because when I saw it in the bottle, I was like thinking it was going to look a certain way. And I tend to swatch polishes in order of what is going to stain my nails the most, being the very last. So I don't have to use a whole lot of acetone on the falsies because it breaks the material down. So I chose to do this one last, thinking it was going to be this violet type of base that typically stains falsies, and it was not. So I was pleasantly surprised that when magnetizing, it's more of a almost sapphire type of navy in the backdrop. And then the magnetic pigment is that reddish, very strong red to copper shift. So very interesting and pretty here. This is another one, 2 coats, and I was good to go. It will also dry down really flat on the metallic side. So your choice if you need to use a glitter smoother. The Plastic Queen is a red to violet to purple to red to copper with black holographic micro sparks. Cassie has me doing tongue ties this morning as I voice record this. I'm going to suggest going up to 3 coats with the Plastic Queen. In my opinion, this is going to be the lightest in formula out of the entire set. And it's got that glowy jelly type of berry base that is very complementing with that shimmer going throughout it. This has an easy duochrome-like effect from that reddish cast over to that copper at angles. I think my macro shot will give you a good idea of that here in just a moment. I'm going to suggest possibly a glitter smoother, again, if your top coat of choice is on the thinner side. The Rebel is our last one. This one's a purple to black to red multi-chrome magnetic with red holographic micro sparks. The Rebel photographed pretty obvious for me on the magnetic pigment effect, but I want to highlight here that the video itself looks quite subtle on the magnetic effect. And I don't want to say it's non-existent or even classify as being ghostly per se. However, I do think the video is representing the magnetic portion compared to the unmagnetized part accurately. My camera, I should say, kind of latched on to the contrast there. I think my full hand shot gives you a pretty good idea of what you'll see in more dimmer type of lighting situations. This does have that obvious kind of silvery to red cast at angles like what you see on my macro shot here. But again, in everyday lighting situations, I want to highlight the video portion for this specific thing. And honestly, it's just that red to black pigment that's just how it tends to photograph, in my opinion, at least with my tech. And we're going to wrap this up with the Willet Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. We have quite a mix here, and I'm going to say blanket statement, the magnetics do look really cool over black. I will give them full credit for that. Outside of black, I can't really see many of these working because they are so pigmented. Again, that's never a complaint from yours truly. I like very rich in your face types of colors, but I can't, in my opinion, again, I have to make that disclaimer. My opinion, I don't think that these are going to topper very well. I just feel like you're wasting your time with that. So I guess just sit here and let's ride out the rest of these toppered swatches, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about between the magnets and the unmagnetized ones. It's just so much opacity to be found. The Slay in Character collection dropped last night on Lemming Lacquer's website. You can grab them for $13.50 each or $115 for all 9 pieces of the set. I will link the website below for you all if you want to check that out, in addition to the Facebook group if you want to interact on that platform. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.